OFC Podcast Radio. This is me.
Welcome to OFC Podcast Radio, where every beat, every word, and every laugh is a celebration of our journey. Join Gina the Great, your joy curator, Farrah Hammond Freeman, the head honcho, and me, Queen Kaya, your soul sister. Stay tuned for a dose of melanated excellence right here on OFC Podcast Radio. But before we do anything else, we're going to bless our show and the kings and queens listening.
Blessed melanated rising, beautiful people. I am so grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our creator, and I'm grateful to our ancestors for creating another opportunity for us to be able to be here this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're tuned into this. And I just ask that today's show, let it be very uplifting, let it be educational, let it be entertaining. Most importantly, let it be empowering for each and every one of our listeners out there as we send out that spirit of love, that spirit of light, that spirit of unity, that spirit of great strength, health, wealth, and joy. Hotep, amen, ashe, aibobo. Bam, bam, bam. I think I want to get the Price is Right soundtrack put in there. Like I feel like I want to call you down, like Gina the Great, woo, Queen Kaya, hey,
come on down.
You know what I mean? Like you guys don't feel like that? You guys no?
I mean, listen, if that makes your heart sing, I say do it.
Good. Say less.
I think you should switch up your intro all the time. That's what I think.
Yo.
Nothing has to be set in
You got to keep them
like that.
guessing.
So if you want to come down with the da 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 da, you could.
Yo, thank you guys for that. So guys, how's your week? What's going on on your sides of the universe, the multiverse, I should say?
Man, oh man, this week and last week has been entirely wild, like to the point where I was so busy that yesterday I was clumsy. You know, I don't know if you've ever had those weeks where it's like, I was just clumsy because I'm just like, I need my brain to stop because just too much things are going on right now. And it's great. And so just let me put a precursor. It's gonna sound like I'm complaining on some first world problem, first world problem stuff, but I do like to be busy. I better busy than bored is one thing that I like to abide to. It's just I haven't been in that level of busy post-pandemic. You know, that pandemic slowed down life, you know, and now I'm back on that New York minute East Coast like energy, if you will. So this week's been giving. My calendar looks like building blocks. I don't know what to do with that. Like from a work perspective, we have new org charts, new policies coming out, new branding. And so it's a lot of change management happening like that. So, you know, there's that. I have a wedding that I'm attending this weekend. I have a baptism attending this weekend. I had rehearsal for the said wedding over the week because my friend asked me to sing. So there was that. There's just a lot of running around, but it's all fun. And I know I went ahead and took Monday off because I'm not queasy, you know. So my higher self said, don't do it to yourself. And on Monday, phone's going to be off, and it might just be a spa day. I'm not going to hold you.
So the way that you just said something in particular, is this a Haitian wedding?
Yes, I'm not queasy.
Oh, a queasy. Yeah. That's something like it has to be a Haitian wedding. She said queasy because they don't have an R, they have W. My brother. So yes, that's how. Listen, the girls are linguists out here.
And another thing, I have a warning for the people. I don't know how many of you have it, and if you're in condos, maybe you do, because like you know that a lot of the appliances sometimes are they're making them smaller for like condo size, and I didn't have a choice. Like, you know, my appliance came with a purchase of this condo, and the first flag should have been that they didn't even give this refrigerator a name. Like the name of the refrigerator is URB 551WNGZ. Okay.
Right.
It doesn't have a name. It's an alphanumeric code as a name. and this is from Whirlpool. And it has a 1-year warranty. Awesome. But you know what happens after 1 year? It has all these nice little specs, and not on the outside, just on the inside. And I say nice little specs. It's like 4 settings. But one of those settings is that the fridge beeps if the door's ajar, if you forget the door open, or if it's been open too long, because the temperature changes in the fridge. So
right, that's good.
Beep. You're like, oh man, I didn't close my freezer properly. I didn't close my fridge properly. Great. But you know what shouldn't be beeping between, at any given time between, 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. is my fridge that's fully closed. And I'm like, but why are you my alarm now at 7 hours? And then it seeps into my dreams. I'll be having a good dream week, and then all of a sudden I'm doing something and it's like beep. I'm like, I can't hear you. Beep. What's going on? Beep.
Oh no.
It's because my fridge is beeping and I gotta get up and press the cancel button to do that. And gradually it was happening every now and again, but for the last 2 weeks, I want to say every 3 nights, I'm getting up to to stop it. So now I'm researching this because I'm just like, what's going on? How can I silence this? What can I do? And then I see the rating for this fridge is at 1.5 stars, and all men's. So now I'm just like, okay, well, I wrote to them on Facebook, and I'm waiting for them, because that's how you can communicate to people now. Because I looked at how do I disable it? What am I supposed to do? People were just like, oh, you just got to press that button for it to stop. I'm like, yeah, but then you have to get up every time, and you never know when it's gonna ring. And then someone's like, gave me a game cheat code, up, down, left, right. It was like, press this button and then hold this button. And then when that button ends, it's going to end automatically 45 minutes. And then the fridge is going to beep 3 times. And then you're going to come take this off. I was like, what? And I tried that. And guess what? It didn't work, because this morning on cue at 6:35, beep, beep.
It's a duppy. Beep. It's a ghost. It's a ghost trying to get your attention. And
so, and again, all the reviews were my fridge won't stop beeping. My fridge won't stop beeping. Whirlpool, stick to the dishwashers, because I don't know when you thought it was okay for you to do fridge, to get into the fridge game or anything else game. I'm not down. I don't like it. I'm going to see what they tell me. And someone's going to either have to come and disable it. You either got to tell me how to disable it, because if I have to buy a new fridge, y'all got to buy it for me, because it's only 2 years old. There's no way. There's no, not today, Satan. But yeah, that started off my morning sort of kind of, especially since I went to bed at 1:32 a.m. because of rehearsals, and then being woken up before my time for a day of meetings. I was going to go back to the Stone Age and go dig a hole outside and just put my food there, because
but what's crazy is that, because at first the way you started this, I was all hyped because I'm looking for small appliances for the retreat. So I was like, yes. Then I was like, no. And you know what I want to get? I want to get a washer dryer set, one of those small washer dryer sets.
Mm-hmm.
But so you're saying Whirlpool's not it?
Don't do Whirlpool. But if you're looking for a small washer dryer set, Samsung has a smaller version of their big ones. It's not the ones where it's the 1 unit, but they are stackable, and I do have that in my other unit. And honestly, they're smaller. So it's not, if you're a family of 4 and it's laundry day, it's going to take you a minute. But like you said, if it's for your cottage, for when it's here, they're perfect sizes. And honestly, with my Samsung, it's got some good features and stuff like that too. Again, I'm clearly not getting any monies from any of these places, because if I was, Whirlpool would have snatched that money back. But I'm just here to tell you.
Yes, talk about it. Thank you for that.
What is, what isn't. So that was my week. And the week is keep on going, because I feel like this has been a week of Mondays. But Kaya, how has your week been?
Ciao. The week has been weeking. I don't know how else to put it. The week has been weeking. So I made a bag of laundry up last week, and I said, I am going to do this laundry, and every day I avoid doing this laundry. And in a second, I'm just going to be in here washing my ass with my hand if I don't get this laundry done. And so it's gone that far now. It's gone that far. Like I took everything, I packed it up in a bag, and I just can't get it together. And I'm going to tell you what I think. The eclipse, that eclipse stole something from me. I'm telling you, I was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I was on fire. Now, I have been able to make some money, but I don't have motivation to do anything else, not even cook. It's the strangest thing. And summertime is coming. I usually have so much energy to get it all done. I don't. I'm just like, nah, I got to get a maid because somebody got to do this work for me because I can't. So this week, I was pondering on the bartering system. What can I do? Or can I find someone who can help me do the stuff around here? And I could do some of the stuff that they need me done. So this week I'm hunting. I'm hunting for an assistant. I'm looking for someone who can edit content. I'm looking for someone who can be a photographer because I'm looking to barter with like-minded individuals that could use some help in whatever field they need help in. That if they could show me how to do it, that I would do it. And they could help me do some things by like helping me keep my place tidy while I work and make money. Because I feel like the working class woman, especially the single working class woman, needs a maid. Because everyone has partners. And that's why their houses are tidy and put together and stuff. Because somebody in there is doing the work. But single people, it's difficult. And we often end up on burnout because we're really doing it all on our own. And so either you're going to concede and pick up one of these waste men or one of these waste gal and get some help, or you're going to hire some. And I think that I am going to barter some help in this place because that's what time it is for me. Like the girl needs some help around here.
I don't know how do you barter help? Like what? So somebody comes in, they provide support and
and maybe they might not need my help for anything much, but maybe they might want their hair done so I could do their hair. Or maybe, we won't get into that side of it. Let me leave that part.
I saw your mind go somewhere. I was like, where are you going?
I think you might have heard me. So, yeah. But I'm looking to barter some help. So maybe if there's something you think that Fat Cat can do that you need done, and you can help her out by doing some things. You naturally like cleaning. Is that a thing? Like you can't clean your own house, but you can come clean mine. If you're one of those people, call me. I'm with that, and I'm not judgmental.
I'm just gonna put it out there. There's a lot of immigrants coming into the city with needing a place to stay, and they're very skilled. And
and I heard these immigrants got a lot of money too, because the government is giving them all our money. $3,000, $4,000 a month. I'm like, how can I get out so I can break back in with them? Because Father, but I'm not upset. The truth is that this land belongs to everybody, and I think everybody should have a free pass because it ain't nothing but some imaginary lines that some folks that made up. So I feel like this land belongs to everybody, and who are we to judge who comes and goes? Let the people them come, yes, because we want to go when we want to go. So I'm not vexed. Please let them in, and there's plenty of space. You know how many empty high rises are downtown that you could start putting them in? Put them in there. You're not using it for nothing, and they're paying taxes on it actually, they're not even paying taxes because they know that the land is free. So those buildings are just sitting there. That's the truth. They're not getting any money, and no one's paying for them. They're just sitting there. So that's my week. So if you're looking to barter, hit me up.
Word.
Hit me up. How about you, P? What's going on in your life this week?
So I'm on my spiritual I don't know. First of all, I'm always on the spiritual quest, right? But I'm just on it like even more now. All right, that's the best way I could say it. I'm even more on a spiritual quest, where it's like my spirit's just reminding me. I think it's because the season has changed. You guys know the winter time, you kind of get a little archaic. You get a little like slow, cold. Everything kind of tightens up, freezes up. But as the season is changing, the spring is coming out, the vibe is, everything is like, yes, I'm just reconnecting to the energy. Now, with that being said, I did have to accept what I call a spirit lash the other day. I'll tell you guys what happened. So, heading out to the retreat, my spirit is telling me, bro, fill up your gas tank on your way, like heading up to the crib. And I'm like, Yeah, normally I would, but I'll just do it on my way out because and there was no real reason why I didn't stop to do it. I was just like, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to just get there. I'll just do it when I'm leaving. And my spirit, like when I tell you it was loud and clear that my spirit was like, yo, go fill the gas tank, to the point where I passed the gas station and everything in me was like, yo, turn into this parking lot, turn around and go put gas and go fill the tank. Obviously, I didn't do it. I didn't listen. Now, gas up by me was like at 149, 150 something. I think at the time for me to go fill up yesterday. Now, compared to what was happening in the city, now the city was like a 19 something. I paid 179 something, whatever. I don't know. I lose track. But the point is, it was like a good 17, almost damn near 20 cents more than what it was a couple of days prior when my spirit said fill up. Mm-hmm. I had to eat that and hold that. And, you know, some people are like, yo, how do you know if it's your spirit or if it's your mind? You know, okay, guys? And this, I had a very good conversation with one of my brethren the other day about communicating with the spirit and being guided by the spirit. Guys, when you are connecting with your non-physical self and you are asking questions or putting questions out there, the answers don't necessarily come through your mind. It's not a thought process. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to try to decode it. Your whole being knows. Like when it's coming from the ancestors, when it's coming from your own self on a non-physical, you just know. It comes from your heart. It comes intuitively, but not necessarily through your mind, because your mind could confuse you and trick you. That's why some people get stuck and they're like, is that me? Is that spirit? Is that anytime?
That's probably because they ate pork. That's probably because they ate pork. Because
that's
sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree because I there's something gives you pork.
It is true because when you do consume any kind of porcine, it blurs the connection with your higher self. They can't hear you.
Yo, you see? All right. Bare facts, guys. What you get on OFC Podcast Radio. We're just educating you guys. So anyway, I took that spirit blow and said, you know what? I apologize to myself for not paying attention to me. Moving forward,
I'm happy you said that, because sometimes that is even harder than someone else digging you.
Oh, of course.
That right there, like, oh, and I didn't listen to spirit and I had to feel it. Oh, yeah. Man, I know that. Because, you know, in my ordeal, God was speaking to me prior to in several different ways. It was like, warning.
Yeah.
And I didn't take it. And the minute those doors closed behind me, he stopped speaking to me. It's like I couldn't hear him anymore. I used to sing Luther Vandross' song, You Stop Loving Me. In prison, I'd be like, you stop loving me. Why'd you do it? Literally.
Because you see that disconnection.
It hurts.
No, and you see, but as I'm closing my segment here, my little what's up. But it is, guys, we are in such a spiritual time that nothing is more important than reconnecting with yourself on that spiritual level. Nothing's more important than understanding what you are on a spiritual level, who you are on a spiritual level, guys. It's not even complicated. I know I spoke about it last week. I'm touching on it again. I might touch on it every week until it's time. But what I'm saying is that just take the time to just speak to yourself. Ask yourself simple questions like, yo, are you there? Are you hearing me? Can I ask? Like, don't make it a seance. I said this last week too. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Your non-physical self is your brethren. It's you in another form. As cool as you are in this physical, your spirit is 10 times cooler in a non-physical, and it's just there for you. It's like, yo, bro, talk to me. Like, what's the vibe? What's the energy? What's the word? See, like, I'm just saying, you guys just know, all right? Just know that that's what it is. I can't stress it enough. Like, I feel like I wanna start having like these spiritual sessions with people again. I used to do it a lot where I make myself available to connect with people who just have spiritual questions. Guys, I'm making myself available for you again. Time is still super tight, but yo, call me, book me, whatever the case. Yo, we'll take a half hour. It doesn't take that long to remind you who you are. But if it's gray and you're like, yo, I'm trying to figure out who and what I am, reach out to OFC Podcast Radio. It's going to be our pleasure. So with that, actually, if I can, I'm going to try to get some of the people from the Earth Center to come and join us and share a little bit about what they're doing. They got a bunch of awesome initiatives that they have coming up over the next couple of weeks. That could be a good start for people just plugging into them, to that kind of institution that has a structure that's spiritually based. I'm going to digress. We're going to take a pause for the cause. And then when we're coming back with Parlay with the People. And I have the one and only Clarck Cadet joining us today. We're talking money, we're talking budgeting, we're talking savings. It's going to be exceptional. Stay tuned. Just take a quick pause for cause, just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keen Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keen Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeenGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of HJCourtierAuto.com. That's HJCourtierAuto.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to the next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. Check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out javalogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M-City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Oh, gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island, and Côte-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other. This is awesome. So you heard me just now mention before we jumped into break that I was going to try to connect with my brothers and sisters from the Earth Center. So speak it, so is it, so does it. I'm so excited to be able to introduce my brothers and sisters from the Earth Center, Brother Menkeshu and Sister Rahimi. Thank you guys for being willing to pop in with us real quick.
Really happy to be here. Thank you, Pharaoh. Thank you, everybody from the Empire Radio show. And we're really happy to have that exclusive segment to present what we're doing to the community. And being part of the OFC is a tremendous opportunity. So we really have the pleasure to expose a little bit of what we do here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us. It's nice. It's always nice to connect with the community.
No, it's no problem at all. And the thing is, like I talk with you guys pretty often. And for those who don't know, the OFC and the Earth Center go way back. Because I remember years ago, I can't remember how long. Maybe you guys will be able to remember how long ago the initial started. And at the time, this is where the OFC and DESTA was working in collaboration, and we're able to use the basement of DESTA to start having Earth Center meetings and to start introducing the community. And basically, that was like a seed was planted. There was interest there that came from members from within the OFC, and then we were able to grow. I think it was the first. I guess would be considered the first chapter or the first
cohort, first generation.
The first generation. So
almost 7 years ago, actually.
Yeah, that was
7 years.
Nearly 7
August,
years ago.
So it's a full cycle.
Wow, see what I mean? That is amazing. So here we are again. So, and actually, if you guys are just a quick guys. So as you guys are listening to this, yes, we're still going to be jumping into parley with the people, but I just wanted to take this quick op to give my brothers and sisters opportunity just to introduce themselves to you guys, the organization, and something that they have coming up really quickly. So go ahead, guys. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So my name is Menkashu Boumaktem. I'm one of the first member of the organization in Montreal, meaning we're the first cohort of students who started the spiritual journey with the Dogon people here in Montreal.
And my name is Rahimi Boumaktem. I'm also part of the first generation, so very integral in really building the temple here in Montreal. Like we said, it's been a 7-year period, and we've experienced so much growth. We've gotten so much out of it, and so we're always very, very happy to be able to share it with the community and really give back.
Absolutely. So the reason why we're here also is to showcase what's coming, because twice a year we open the doors for anyone who's in the search of themselves, identity, and culture to join what we call the initiation, which is really the original form of education since the time of the pharaohs. And this was preserved exactly with the original version from the Dogon people. If you want to know more about the Dogon, you can look online. But this organization is not, Rahimi and myself, we were like just students at the beginning. We involved ourselves more and more, and now we become responsible more and more. But we're still students, we're still learning through it. But this has its origin and roots in Western African villages, traditional villages, also connected with kingship, that still to this day apply their authority. So that's a path to spirituality that we are very happy and pleased to present to the Montreal community at large.
And it's really, what we're going back to is, both before colonialism, before colonization, what existed, right? This is what we're going back to. We're going back to that pre-colonial education, that pre-colonial connection with nature, harmonization with nature, way of life that is really based on reality versus this created reality that has their agenda, right? That doesn't want us to evolve, right? So we're really, when we say evolution, it's really going back to those tools, those keys that this modern society is never going to give to us, right? So, go to these traditional villages, the things we learn how to heal ourselves. We learn how to connect with those who came before us, our ancestors, and the power that lies in that. It's really empowering. Your show is called The Empower Hour, right? So this is as empowering as it can get, because it's really giving those tools that modern society has taken away from us. And it's by
Geez, listen to what you're saying. It's so exciting, especially within the times that we're in. And I'm looking forward to being able to, when we have you guys back on, so we can properly deep dive with you guys, because the season and the time is now. There's so many people who are just seeking themselves, trying to connect with themselves, just seeking more, yes, a lot of us kind of came through a particular religious system and certain dogmas or whatever be the case. Right now, we're all seeking to just reconnect with ourselves and go a little bit deeper than what we, I almost want to say the conventional things of what we've been taught. So I'm really glad to have you guys now. Now it's registration time. You guys, last weekend you guys had your open house. What I would really like for the community to be able to do is to connect with you guys, just to understand more. Anybody who's hearing this and it's resonating with their spirit, they're hearing you and there's something that's tickling. I want them to be able to connect with you even before the registration that's coming up, just to find out some more information, to ask some questions. So can you guys share what your website is and your contact information?
Absolutely.
So connect with you.
The keyword to remember is Kepta, which means the Earth Center. So Kepta is in the original language. You see behind us the hieroglyphs. We really call that language Medu. Kebtah is spelled Kebtah, but in English it would be the Earth Center. So kebtah.fr.com.org, all those work. Send for theearthcenter.com.org.fr. All those work and they redirect to our website. We are starting opening the registration next Saturday, April 27th, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So from that time, we have about a month of opening registrations. After that, anybody who was able to join us will have to wait probably another 6 months before they can join the cohort. It's not something we have like that often because it's also very exclusive to the people who seem to be ready at the time. Mm-hmm. They have to be willing to make some kind of personal commitment to themselves. No. Whereas it's not just something you take a class here and there, but we can discuss about the details a little bit later, but they can join us on the internet with the website and Kebtah or the Earth Center on Instagram and on Facebook as well. You can find us. And the email.
Can you spell Kebtah again for me, please, bro?
Kebtah is Kebtah, which means literally center of the earth, the Earth Center.
That's kebtah.fr. Kebtah.fr is the website, Instagram, and you'll find us here on Facebook as well. During this month of registration, anyone is welcome to come in, sit in on a class. There's no, financial requirement. You come, you sit in, you try it, you see if it resonates with you, right? Because not everyone's ready for this journey, not everyone. So you come, you meet us, you feel the vibe, and that's what we want to open up to the community.
And where are you guys located, and is there a number that people call?
Yes. So we're Elmsick, corner Papineau, Henri Bourassa. The actual address is 1845 Rue Struan, Struan. The number is 514-381-8650. And the email address would be Montreal at theearthcenter.org.
Center spelled CENTER.
Yes.
Guys, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for taking a moment to be, just for popping in, and just for sharing what you guys doing with the community. Again, we will have you guys back on to deep dive and have you guys on Parley with the People, but we did want just to create this off. I got to update you guys. So the show, we're now called OFC Podcast Radio, but we're still empowering the people. So regardless, like we are still the Empower Hour. That's just really what it is. But it's just branding wise. It's time, it's a new day. We're evolving, we're rebranding, but we're still here to empower people. But it is OFC Podcast Radio. So thank you for being on with us. We appreciate you guys.
Appreciate that.
And thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people, y'all.
So beautiful people, we are back. So like I had mentioned at the top of the show, you guys know this is finance season within the OFC. It's all about springing your finances forward. And I've alluded to this, brother, multiple times. Right before we had one on our hiatus, I made sure to have him on the show, and we're bringing him back again just because what he is coming with is what the people need. We have the one and only Clarck Cadet with us. He is a financial coach, and I think it's important. I'm glad he's here to be able to deep dive and unpack that for you guys, because he's not a financial advisor. There's a difference. All right. So we got to make sure it's clear. We got to make sure people understand. My brother, thank you for being with us today on OFC Podcast Radio and Parlay with the People. My brother, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure. I hope everybody's having a great day.
Thank you. Yes.
So good. Thank you.
So like I like to do at the top of the show, so for those who might not know who you are or might not heard about you before, can you take a moment and just reintroduce yourself?
Yeah. So allow me to reintroduce myself. But my name is Clarck Cadet. I am the founder of Clarck Cadet Consulting. I specialize in assisting professionals and entrepreneurs with credit building, debt elimination, savings maximization. Basically, my motivation stems from the lack of credit education in our schools and homes. We didn't have anyone like me. Well, I didn't have anyone like me. Maybe you were lucky able to, but I didn't, to teach me about credit when I was young. So I want to bridge that gap. And, my focus is really helping not only adults, but I focus on teens and young adults, teaching them about financial literacy. So everything from, credit cards, how to manage your regular day-to-day bills, how to make sure you're ready for the next steps in your life, whether that's purchasing a car, purchasing a home. Literally, I get you set up from A to Z so that you're successful. And like I love to say, you can be proactive rather than be reactive to certain situations.
I love that.
Yo, claps to that. Yeah. Because, Brother Clark, I have to say, so we were blessed. We had Clark come and do a workshop, and we had spoken about it before. We had Clark do a workshop with some youth in the community. And again, we appreciate you for that and taking the time to connect with these youth. And like you had said at the beginning, I know the information you shared with them was life-changing because we didn't have that opportunity coming up. I know I burst my credit when I was coming up as a youth because I just didn't know how it worked. So I just had way too much credit. I wilded out with it. Now, I have to give you credit and props because literally the things that you taught these youth as adults, we were in the back of the room taking all kind of notes. Since that workshop, I have to say, first of all, I've canceled my MasterCard that had a crazy high interest rate. And I wasn't even paying attention to how high the crazy high interest rate was. So I paid that off and just canceled it. I got a new credit card with a 0% interest because that's what you told us to do. Thank you very much. So, and I did a balance transfer, so I have no interest, but then I paid off the balance anyways. I have to say, thank you. All right. Thank you. And that was just off of one of the quick, like it was a light workshop that you did with the youth, but it was well worth it. And guys, that's why we said it was important to have Clark back on, and because you're doing a lot more. And this is what we're here to talk about for the community. But guys, take your papers and pens out. Clark has only knowledge and wisdom to share. But I definitely want to make sure you guys have an opportunity to connect with Brother Clark. And Gina the Great, Queen Kaya, you guys you're welcome in advance because you're going to be able to ask some questions to get some clarity already.
Yeah, so, I have questions because I have a situation right now, so I absolutely have questions.
Good. We create these opportunities. We're here for in the OFC. So, Clark, so let me toss it to you right now. So now, so we understand what you do now, and I know there's different parts of the business. So there's you have the for-profit side and nonprofit. So if we could just dive in a little bit on the both structures in terms of the services that you offer on both sides, and then let's go on to the next phase.
Absolutely. So for the for-profit, we have Clarck Cadet Consulting. Basically, my focus there is really I have different services, but most of them revolve around the strategy call. I have full support programs for people, group coaching, corporate team coaching. But basically what I do is you fill out an assessment form. We have a call together. I assess what your needs and your wants are. We pull credit reports. We literally everything. We put everything on the table. And I literally just tell you the straight truth. Listen, this is what your situation is. This is how you make it better. These are the steps you need to take. Are you with me or not? I literally give everybody an opportunity. If you're like, I would love to get my credit straight, but I'm not ready to sacrifice time, effort, and money to put into it, have a great day. Good luck. Come back and see me. You will come back and see me. When you do, you're ready. I'll be here waiting because my door is open. So for-profit is literally focused on that. I work with mostly entrepreneurs, but I do work with professionals as well, which granted opened the door for me thinking, you know what, how do I help people in my community who are not necessarily entrepreneurs, who are actually already struggling with their finances and maybe can't afford my services? So then I created the Cadet Care Foundation. The Cadet Care Foundation is a nonprofit focused on financial literacy. We focus on everything from teens to people who are getting ready to retire to make sure that we can give you a financially efficient way of getting the services you need to get yourself either out of debt or to maximize your credit so that you can use your credit to make you money.
My brother. Yeah. And the thing, again, I appreciate you because I had an information session with somebody the other day. And just to meet with the person, I spent just the meeting, it was $250 just to meet with the individual. It was about some other things that we're doing. Your price point, you've made it where it's accessible for people within the community. So that, and the thing is, I tell this to people all the time. Like when you're putting this money out, you're investing in yourself. When people are connecting with you and they pay for the consultation and they pay to connect with you, they're investing in themselves, right? So that is huge, just huge. And again, I just thank you for making it accessible to the people. Now, the difference between what you're doing and a financial advisor, I'm sure you get this question all the time, but can you just so people understand what the difference is between the two?
Absolutely. So as a financial coach, I do nothing that a financial advisor does at all. A financial advisor tells you where to place your money, how to place your money with hopes of returns. I will never tell you where to invest your money. I'm not going to tell you to buy crypto. I'm not going to tell you to buy stocks. I'm here to help you manage what you already have. Because if you can't manage your day-to-day, if you can't pay your bills, if you can't get your groceries, if you can't put gas in your car, you don't have no money to invest nowhere. Let's be real. We need a base.
More claps. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm here to make sure that you have a base of a structure so that every day when you go home and you lay your head down in bed, you're not sitting here stressed and losing sleep because you don't know if the light bill's going to get cut off tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen. I'm here to manage those day to day. So as a financial coach, I'm here to help you manage what you do have. And a financial advisor is more telling you where to invest for things in the future.
Well said. Let me ask you another quick question, and then we'll transition. How important is it for people to take stock of what they're currently paying monthly? I'm saying this question hoping that the brother I was speaking to the other day that was telling me, yo, he just pays it as it comes. I'm hoping he's listening. Because I was surprised to know that there are people who don't really know what don't know how much their cost of living is. So yes, if you can just elaborate for us.
It is absolutely crucial. Listen, I'll give everybody an example they can all relate to. It's really simple. Who here can see the future and has magic powers, and you know when the surprise bill is going to come? If somebody I know or somebody in the OFC has this power, please talk to me. I need it because I've never seen it happen. They all come as a surprise. So how do you prepare for something you don't know is coming? Well, you create yourself a game plan. You make sure that your budgeting is proper. So that's why I have, for example, a Clarck Cadet spreadsheet that my clients get where they enter all the money that they have coming in, all their bills coming in, and we actually assess their wants and their needs. And they need to choose whether it's a want or a need. And we reassess that month over month. And 95% of my clients, after 2-3 months, half of their needs became wants. So all that money being spent that you told yourself you needed, well, when you actually saw how much money you were saving and being able to allocate towards something else, all of a sudden you didn't need it anymore. So when we get that mindset going and we change those things, the habits, then eventually you don't even need a coach anymore because the coach already gave you the skills you need. Now you go play ball.
Woo! You're hitting it on the head. Now, Queen Kai, Gina the Great, so we do have a money coach with us right now, for lack of a better term. Now, did you guys have any questions? Any things you guys are doing? You wanna pick his brain real quick before we transition on some of the activities and things that we have coming up within the community?
I have one question. So I was contacted recently by TELUS, and TELUS says, well, it's not TELUS. So now TELUS then passed the file to somebody else, but they say that in 2017, I got some type of service with them and I owe them $5,000. But I never took out anything with TELUS because I never had a pay phone. I have always had pay as you go. I never had a line. I'm not even that kind of girl because it will be shut off every month. Because the day that it come, I might not pay it on time, and that's the truth. That is the truth. So I always had to pay as you go. So I need to know, how do I get this off of my name? Because they saying that I owe them these $5,000, and I wasn't even here. I was far, far away.
Very good question, and I'm really sorry to hear about your situation. But I want to say something first before I answer. Kudos to you, okay? Because you're doing what I want to see everyone in our community do. You're actually speaking about this situation. You're actually putting it out there because there's no shame in your situation. This is something that I want to encourage. So please, thank you for actually sharing your personal situation because so many other people are dealing with it and they're just afraid or we have this taboo that we don't want to be judged. No, what you're doing is the right thing. And with that, I'm going to give you the exact answer. What you need to do is go pull your credit report, Equifax and TransUnion. You can do that for free, costs you no money. And once you do that, you'll see what year that TELUS account was opened. And then what you can do is challenge them and say, okay, well, on this date, you're saying that I opened this contract. I need you to show me a signed contract with my signature on it and with my identification that match that I opened this contract. If they can't provide that, they legally have to remove it.
Simple as that. Very smart. I'm going.
nugget.
Mhm.
I think. Oh, sorry,
Thank
Karen.
you. No, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. That was
My
very helpful.
pleasure. Thank you for speaking up. Listen, this is what I want to encourage the most. Please keep it coming. What we got?
So my question is, and it may come out in the exercise, so let's see if that comes out, but I'm a firm believer of living below your means, right? And so I don't know if part of your exercise is kind of like, if you are looking at all the things that they do have, and like, do you help them coach like where they need to adjust certain spending habits, maybe reevaluate where you're living and your cost of living, like, or is there like a threshold that you should you live 5% below your means, 10% below your means? Is there like a standard
almost?
Yeah.
Very good question. No, there is not. Everybody's lifestyle is different. So it all depends on how you want to live. If you have goals to be a owner of a property in the next year or two, well, obviously you need to adjust the way that you spend and the way that you save in order to do so. But if you're someone who doesn't believe in ownership, for the simple fact that you're like, I just want to live in my nice high-rise condo, pay my rent, I don't want to worry about if the washer breaks, I have to deal with it, then you adjust your lifestyle to that. Obviously, more of your income is going to go towards your living because that is part of your goal, is to live that lifestyle. So there is no threshold. But what I do with my clients from A to Z is we assess everything. So, I mean, you can ask anybody who's worked with me. There's almost 70 people now in the past year. They'll tell you, when you come in with me, we literally build a bond. You open up and you tell me everything about what's going on with you, and I give you honest answers as to what is going to bring you to your goals. So if your goal is to live like ABC, then you're going to live like ABC. But if you're like, I'm tired of ABC and I want to upgrade to DEF, well, then we're going to take the financial steps to get there. So there is no one answer for everyone because not everybody has the same goals.
Well said. And again, kudos, because I just glanced over because I did actually get my Equifax and my trans credit. It's props to that. But mind you, because I don't know what I got, and maybe you could clarify, because I had gotten something. It didn't cost me much. I think it cost me like $20. But I did have to pay for some to, like, I don't know. I feel they might have bombasted me, but mind you, I doubled what's the word? Suggestions or references there, because I remember Gina the Great saying, if ever you subscribe to something and then you don't want to renew it, because it's like a monthly thing they made me subscribe to, right? They'd be charging me every month. So I made sure to cancel it right away so I wouldn't be charged 2 times, right? But I did pay for something. You see, but all right. So I didn't have to pay. All right, well, at least you learn every day, but kudos to that. The biggest takeaway for me is it's really it's setting your goals, and it's about having goals in life. It's about knowing where you want to be. This is another conversation I had. As you guys know, I connect with a lot of people, but this brother was telling me that he feels that I'm always on something. He's like, bro, it's like you're always doing something. Yeah, and I'm like, but to me, it's weird to not be on something, right? Like, and then I asked him, like, well, what's your goals? And he was like, I'm not even too sure. But I'm like, that explains why your life is in a certain kind of tizzy, because until you actually take the time to say, this is where I want to be with myself, my family, it could be as simple as, I actually want to start taking vacations. I want to go on a trip once a year. I want to purchase a car. I want to whatever. Just want to XXX, whatever it is you want to do. But that's a goal that you set for yourself. And once you have a goal, now you need steps to be able to follow it. And that's where our brother Clark comes in. Having you as a partner is exceptional. Go ahead. You're going to say something?
Yes. I have to commend it. Thank you for opening up and tell us about that story. I don't know what of generation everybody here is, but I'm 39 years old, so I grew up playing Sonic the Hedgehog. And every time you would hit something and all those gems would fall out, that's literally what I tell myself I have to do every time I speak. I need to drop gems. So because you brought something up, I need to clarify this so that everybody hears it. Do not ever pay for Equifax's or TransUnion's monthly inscription. You don't need to. You live in Quebec, you have it for absolutely free. On the TransUnion website, at the very bottom, you'll see 3 little people, and it says consumer disclosure. You click there, you enter the information, it signs you up. You click download consumer disclosure, you have your free report, unlimited, every time you want. You never have to pay that $20.99. That's TransUnion. Equifax, same thing. They tell you have to enroll. You scroll down to the bottom. It says free credit report. You click there. It's going to tell you to enroll again. You click to the bottom. You put free enroll. In Quebec, you get it for free. You never have to spend any money. Very important, Pharaoh. I'm going to use you as an example that you go back and you go in the email from them and you go to the subscription page when you logged in and you cancel your subscription because you are paying for nothing.
Yo, brother, I appreciate you, G. I appreciate you. So good, but don't worry, I already canceled it because there's no way I was
Good. Yeah.
I wanted to prepare. I feel like I was like, yo, I'm going to be connecting with Clark again. I want to show him I did my homework. You know what I mean? So
you did. You did.
so that's what it is. But it is an exciting thing. And it's just to be able to see the report and stuff like that. Like, you know, my credit's actually pretty good. It's funny because it's the same number on both sides, like 740 something on both sides. But on one side, it's like very good. On the Equifax, it's on the very good side, and on the trans credit side, they're like, it's kind of poorish. And I was like, well, that's odd. It's the same number. So I get, but why does that happen? How does that happen?
I love the question. First of all, it's very rare that it's the same. And the TransUnion typically is 30 to 40 points less than Equifax normally. And the reason is because different credit, I'm going to say different companies report to different credit unions. So not everybody reports to Equifax and TransUnion. For example, you can have a mortgage that shows up on TransUnion and doesn't show up on Equifax for a few months. You can have a cell phone payment that only shows up on TransUnion and doesn't show up on Equifax. So they don't all have the same information. They don't share the same information. So that's why it's very important to read your reports. And if there's something positive that's there that's not reporting on the other one, I can teach you how you can go ahead and submit that to them so that they upgrade and update your report. That way that will increase your score.
Guys, gems today, and just to all the listeners, you guys are very welcome. So, all right, so now we can transition because there's a lot of awesome developments and things that you're doing within the community. So you mentioned while you were giving the breakdown on the for-profit services that you offer, and now I know initially it was one-on-one services. So now from what I understand, you're doing groups. So can you discuss that, like how the group sessions work, and just say how we could go about enrolling and different things like that.
Absolutely. So when I started the business, it was very important that one-on-one connection was there with all the clients, right? That you felt like, he's from the community, for the community. I can relate to him. I tell people my story. I show them receipts of, look, I was here. Like this happened to me and I had to do this to get here. So I'm with you. But then now, obviously with any business, it's scaled to the point that I can't manage all the clients at the same time and I can't continue to take them in. So I said, you know what? I knew it was coming. In Q3 of 2024, we're going to transition to group coaching. So what's cool about that is I'm going to connect business owners together while growing their business credit and networking at the same time. So this new way of working brings new elements to the coaching experience for the clients while still keeping that one-on-one, since every participant gets 2 one-on-one calls with me. So you have the group session where we all have the same situation. We're starting our business, for example, and we'll need to get business credit. But once we get our business credit, what do we do first? Do I go put it into my marketing? Do I go put it into buying more product? What do I do exactly? You're going to be with like-minded people who are either in the same step as you, ahead, or right behind you, so that we can share stories and we can grow. So by doing this, you not only get the element of learning and growing your business credit, you get to network at the same time, but you still get one-on-one time with me. So in our community, we know there's some people that are very concerned about sharing certain personal stories, especially around their peers. That's fine. You have one-on-one sessions with me where we can attack those and get you resolutions, and then you can come into the group and bring the positive side of the story to life.
Yo, game changer. Guys, this is a huge game changer. I know this is something Clark and I, we've been talking about for some time. I definitely am looking forward to it. I'm going to tell the people right now who are listening within the OFC, we're also putting together a cohort to be able to create a group. And thanks to some of the partners, we're actually looking to see how we can have to subsidize it as well for the collective. So now what I want you guys to do. So first I'm giving everybody a heads up right now to get their papers and pens. Because I want you, or take your phone down, get off of Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to need for you to take down Clark's contact information and connect with him. If you're from the OFC and you're connecting straight with Clark, just remind him you're part of the OFC so we can put you within the right cohort. But I would like for you guys to connect with him. Sorry about that. I'd like for you guys to connect with him right now. So Clark, and actually before you give your contact info, is there any, first of all, you've given a bunch of gems. If you go using that same reference, right now, if I had the sound effects, I'd throw in change, just ching, 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 cling, 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 cling. Matter of fact, Drew, see if you could throw that in there for me. Just money falling. Money is falling from the sky. So So thank you for those gems that you dropped for us. But now, I don't know if there's anything else that you think could be of value in terms of that last thing you can leave with the people before you share your contact information. The floor is yours if you have anything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just want everybody in our community to be proactive and not reactive. You guys are going to hear me say this so much. You hear it on the podcast. You hear it in every interview I do, speaking engagements. And the thing is, I'm going to be inevitable. And when I say inevitable, it's just not me as a person, because the subject that I bring, what I speak on, is something that affects you every day. You can't avoid your credit. You can't avoid your bills and your debts. You can try, but they'll come and find you. And then by the time you react to that, you'll be calling me, and then we'll be having more work to do. So be proactive. If you want to do something in 3 months, 6 months, a year, don't think about it a month before. Look into it now, prepare. Because if you're proactive, you give yourself an opportunity to get ahead of the game, and you can get way more benefits by being that way. So whether you want to do it on your own, whether you want to look at my podcast, or you want to contact OFC, or you want to contact me for a consultation, you don't lose. There's no one that does a consultation with me, whether we start working together and sign a contract or not, that does not leave with the information they need. That's how.
Brother, we appreciate you. So can you share your contact information for the people who are interested?
Absolutely. www.clarkcadet.com. Instagram is Clarck the Financial Coach. Clarck is Clarck, the Financial Coach. The podcast is The Royal Ties Podcast. You can find it on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you can listen, it's there. And my email, obviously, is clark@clarkcadet.com. It's really simple. You can't miss out on it. You can also contact Pharaoh and OFC at any time. Listen, just get in touch. I'm here.
Well, it's so huge, and again, having you as an affiliate, having you as a partner, one of the things that as a community, it's important for us. It's important for everybody to win, and we want everybody to live their best life. We want to help to facilitate by any means, and so that's why, like when we say we're working on creating ways to subsidize the program, just to ensure that the information is accessible to everybody. Anybody who comes to me and says, I'm trying to get out of debt, I'm trying to increase my revenue, I'm trying to get access to different funding, you're the first person that comes to mind. And I always tell them, I'm like, look, connect with Clark, see where you're at, have that conversation with him, and whatever be the case, come back to us and let's see how we could build a plan, work together just to ensure that they could connect with you. Because again, people, you're investing in yourself, and we're here to support you in that growth. We're here to support you because it's not just about you all in terms of those who are listening to us right now. It's about your children and your children's children. It's about setting up that foundation for our future generation and doing it for real, not hypothetically, not theoretically, not theoretically. The idea is tangibly, practically figuring out ways to be able to ensure that you guys are saving money, ensure that you guys are building your finances, and that you're able to invest in yourself and your future. So now, as we're closing up, I like to put our guests on the spot. Now, again, you've dropped all kind of gems. But do you have any last empowering words for the people? Because we love these empowering words. Do you have anything you want to leave for us?
I didn't even prepare that. Okay, well, we'll do it like always, a little freestyle. So
yes,
proactive versus reactive. I gotta come back with that. That mindset is going to change everything from today to tomorrow to next week to next month. But let's not just look at it as proactive versus reactive. Let's look at it like, how do we fill the gap that's been missing in our lives since we were young? So if you are an adult and you have teenagers in your home, sit and have a conversation with them about finances, what it looks like in the real world. Bridge that gap before they have to deal with it. And if you're not sure how to do it and you need help, reach out to a financial coach, reach out to Pharaoh, reach out to anyone who can get you in touch with someone like me who can get you that information. And the reason that this is important is because gas just went up in prices. Groceries are not getting cheaper. Every time you step outside, it's $100. That's what I tell people. You leave the house, it's $100 somehow, some way. So as life is getting more expensive outside, maybe we need to endure and enrich ourselves inside, so that if we have more money inside, when we step out, we're more prepared. Make sense?
Woo! Brother Clark, thank you very much. It's Clark Cadet, but I really feel that you are the Clark Kent of the community. Thank you for what you are doing. Thank you for the empowerment. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for going through and just for sharing your experiences with the community. people, this has been another awesome pilot with the people. Get in contact with our brother Clarck Cadet. If you don't know, if you missed it, just reach out to OFC Podcast Radio or just reach out to the OFC community. We will connect you. We are happy to be able to do this for our people. Stay tuned as we take a pause for the cause, and we'll be back with Kaya Jambalaya.
This is Queen Kaya, and welcome to Kaya's Jambalaya. Come in, take a seat. Let me cook.
Woo! Welcome to another episode of Kaya's Jambalaya. And I hope you're ready for the hot tea today. Now, you know we've been running through Hollywood like X-Lax, but this week is a special kind of week where I just feel like they are bringing beef back. They are not bringing sexy back. Beef is on the table as part of the menu this week.
Yo, it's that season, yo. It's that season. If it's not positive, it's like they need the negative to bring the positive. So it has to go down.
It's like, who wants war? It's like everybody wants war this week. Like Drake, what's the light skinned boy name? Women name?
Chris Brown.
Drake?
No.
Chris Brown?
The other one. That said sorry.
The light skin you, Gina.
First of all, don't ever disrespect. Don't ever. You better know his name.
Mr. Apologies.
I feel like you did that on purpose.
The apologizer.
I feel like you try to come for me.
No,
I'm not coming for you.
Respect. It's J. Cole, also known as Jermaine Cole, also known as.
No one calls him that anymore, Gina. Yep. It's the apologizer.
No,
J.
don't
Cole
ever.
apologizer.
Top 3 and he ain't 3. Don't ever.
Jay cautious.
Yes. Jay cautious.
Try it. Don't make it on site when I see you, okay? Okay, don't make it on site.
G.
That was so good though, G. Come on, you got it.
He also had beef. And then Kendrick Lamar. Listen, Cat Williams, and the Hood Healer are two people this year that predicted the beats and the exposure. Now, I think that Cat Williams might follow the Hood Healer. That's the truth. Because it's almost like they are thinking from one mind. But I'm telling you, it's on another level right now. But let me tell you a little bit about these Chris Brown lyrics that had me with my chin on the ground. You ever hear Caribbean people, when you tell somebody a story and they get shocked and they say, John, you lip and make me pass now?
I never heard it, but it's a good one.
Yeah, like literally, my jaw was on the flag. Pick up your jaw. Let me pass. Because Chris Brown has gotten into it with Quavo, and Quavo is who we know is one part of the three Migos, formerly known as Migos. And he is under fire by Chris Brown right now for some type of speculation in regards to some women. And this is how it goes. Now, Chris Brown saying, now we can settle this like we could got some class, or we can get into some gangster SH. You know the rest. So, seems to be a little talking, hey, Chris, I don't want no issues, bruh. I don't want no smoke. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to do nothing, bruh. Like, please, bruh. And then Chris Brown goes in, who wants to smoke with me? Now, he says, first of all, anyways, I'm not going to go through all the lyrics, but I'm going to hit you with some of the stuff that I feel like is like, so it's important. So he talks about Quavo, and he says, now, don't let this R&B stuff fool you. He's like, guys out there get ripped to shreds. He was like, you think you're acting like you a thug, but you're a female with dreads. You know what that means. So he says, Huncho. He says, you ain't no Huncho. Huncho is the one who got killed. So he's like, you talking all that boss, you ain't no Huncho. He's like, you the weakest link out of your clique. Let's keep it a hundo. I messed with your ex-ho, and that's cool. He said, you messed with my ex-ho, and that's cool. I don't really care. Because I messed with your ex while you were still with her. Yeah, so I'm up one. So he says, revenge is sweet. He's like, think about that. And don't let that last line go over your head. I might just sing about that. He says, crack, crack, crack. I had her fiending about that, talking about her as private. Then he says, something sweet about that. So he's like, yeah, I got some tea about that, like sweet tea. He's like, and he's like, there's something sweet about that. I got some tea about that, but I ain't gonna speak about that. So
he's
telling him, he's talking because he's saying some stuff. Now, he said, I ain't playing checkers. He said, I'm playing he said, I ain't playing chess with a checkers player. I'm a ticking bomb on a detonator. He said, he said, I take a doodle on, guys. I'm a defecator. I'll put a Migo on a ventilator. He said, stop talking about beating girls. You was beating bees on the elevator. We seen the tape. That was devastating. He said, you doing bad. You and your bee and your music trash. Listen.
Yeah, but like he's going hard. Like I feel like I missed something.
Chris Brown is a singer.
But where did the beef start from?
Okay. So
I missed something. Quick. How did this start?
So we're going back. So Quavo apparently messed with Karrueche Tran after Chris Brown. Now everybody in the industry knows that Karrueche Tran was Chris Brown girl, and she's just a girl that you just don't touch because you know that if at any point you were close to Chris Brown or you intended on being friends with him, that if you went with Karrueche, that would dead all of that because he loved her so much and she wouldn't go back with him. And he kind of lost it for a long time. And we know that he spiraled terribly on drugs after Karrueche refused to come back with him after like a second or third breakup. Now, he's saying that he was still going through a lot of traumatic stuff, that he was still growing, but one of the worst things that he thinks he ever did in his life was disappointing Karrueche. So you just know, don't touch that girl. So as a get back, while he was with Saweetie, apparently Chris Brown messed with Saweetie. And this is what the fight in the elevator that they had was about. Taking her shopping. It was a bunch of stuff that was being said pretty much that certain guys gave her $100,000. Somebody else bought her a couple cars. Like it was a whole thing. Anyways, we know that Saweetie is actually cousins with Gabrielle Union. I think she's first or second cousins with Gabrielle Union. We come to find out. So yeah, she's on the docket for one of those people. Anyways, the diss track goes on and on and on, but he goes on to say a lot of stuff, pretty much just about what he'll do and what type of person he is. But the truth is that we know that Chris Brown is not that, but we know that he is very angry, and this is what brings him to this. I understand. We get this, y'all.
First of all, we're gonna have to play that diss track. You guys know how we get down. We're gonna have to find a clean version. We gotta play the clean version with the beeps in it or something. But yeah, it's definitely that type of party where we're gonna have to find it and put it on. So cue it at some point in time. I'm gonna cut it short. The song is pretty long. But yeah, that's what I wanted to get into this week because I just feel like the Hollywood beefs are at an all-time high, and let's just get into it while we can, right? Yeah. Can I ask you a question on the same topic of beef? Mind you, on this topic, I think our radio show should start beefing with every radio show just because it's the season. No, it's the season.
No. The opinions expressed by Pharaoh Hammond Freeman are not the opinions of all hosts.
Who wants smoke with us?
Yo, Kai is down. You stop it. You see, it's always a light skin.
No.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, say that. Go ahead. I live a good life.
Don't tell me she's J. Coleing us. This is not what's happening.
She's J. Coleing us.
First of all.
He's Gina Cole.
Is that what we're calling it?
I don't do things that I have to apologize for. A. B.
Amen.
I live a good life because I don't go chasing
waterfalls.
So I don't chase drama. So if you guys want to go ahead and do that, I will be on the sidelines. Because like I said, I don't do things that have to put me in a disposition to have to apologize.
Fine. Anyway, that was even my point. The reason I just brought it up randomly, but actually, did you guys? I heard this thing that Drake played Would Drake use AI and use Snoop Dogg's voice to come back? Did you guys hear that? You hear about that drama?
No,
You didn't hear about that drama?
I didn't hear about the using
Put me on.
AI.
Put me on.
Okay, yeah. So I'll put you guys on. Gotta play it for y'all. Gotta play it for y'all. All right.
I got a question.
Wait 1 second. Let me just play this. Let me play it for y'all and for the people. Boom, bam.
The next one is really.
Whoops. Sorry, Drew. Gotta start that over from top.
Why don't you play?
Andrew, we need ya, the West Coast savior. You asked for the smoke, now I seeing you too busy for the smoke. I won't lie, the people confused. That you know the VOG never fucking doubted you. But right now it seems like you posted up without a clue of what the fuck you about to do. The first.
Woo! That was it. So that's where he used AI to. That was the Tupac and Drake. Tupac and Snoop. AI. But you know, I appreciate Drake sometimes. He's super petty, be doing all kind of random things. So that's what it is. But Snoop clearly has no idea, and I'm pretty sure Tupac wasn't involved in that one either. But okay, I'm gonna digress. I'm gonna digress and leave for
So you know that I like to keep up with some of the stuff that's been going on and bring something new. So today we talked about that beef with Chris Brown, but I just want to go back and touch on one thing in regards to the P. Diddy case, because we know that they're just getting started with him. But Shine has been brought back into the picture again, where the people want to know if Shine thinks, if we know, because he's a big political man at this point, you know, that Shine is into politics. And
in Panama or in the U.S.?
And it's Belize that he's from.
Belize. Yeah, you're right.
Right. So he's the leader he serves as the leader of the opposition in the Belize House of Representatives. And so they're asking questions. They want to know if they think that he is, or that his image will be tainted due to his association with Diddy following the recent allegations or whatever against P. Diddy. So Shine talked about a lot of stuff, but he talked about witnesses in that case being silent that actually said that night that they knew that Shine didn't shoot anyone because they were standing right next to him when the shooting took place across the room. So
I heard Jaguar Wright said that to because Jaguar Wright is another one who's just out in everybody and everything.
Yes, she don't care. So Shine
I watched Shine talk about it, and at first I didn't even recognize who he was. I was like, who is this like refined elder here speaking on stuff? I was like, oh shoot, that's Shine himself. I thought it was somebody talking on Shine's behalf. Just to tell you.
No, Shine was never a wildling. Shine was never a wildling, no. Shine was very much a very poised young man. You know, we remember his music. He never was hyped. He's he's not that.
But his lyrics was all day. He did come with the heavy lyrics, so he did come with it.
Yeah, for sure. But he definitely was a very calm guy. So I wasn't surprised at all because truth be told that he had the demeanor of a leader. So we're not mad. We're not mad at all. So I wanted to get into this because I felt like this was so cool to think about. But people don't understand that, you know, celebrities are real people too. And this is something that I found out recently. Celebrity couples who waited until marriage to have sex. And I was pleasantly surprised. So
celebrities, they're just like us.
I'm just saying, it's like, oh, okay. Celebrity couples who waited to have sex, starting with Ciara and Russell Wilson.
Oh, that tracks.
Okay. Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber.
That also tracks because he got into his newbornism after. Well, that's another thing too. Bieber had his little line about the Diddy situation, so he found Jesus.
Yeah, okay, trust me. After Hollywood completely, just destroyed the
him.
So now we got Tim Tebow and Tim Tebow and Demi Lee Nell Peters.
I'm sorry, who are they? No disrespect. I'm actually, I really don't.
No, I don't know. I don't know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah. Jordan Sparks and Dana Isaiah.
Tracks as well.
I don't know. Yeah, like when I'm looking at him, I'm like,
I don't know him, but from a Jordan Sparks perspective, I feel that tracks.
When we get when we get off of here, what am I? Hillary Duff and Mike Comrie.
Okay, well we know Hillary Duff, but don't know Mike Comrie. All right, cool.
Listen, they ain't even got the girl with Danielle and Kevin Jonas.
Danielle.
Jonas Brothers?
Yes, the Jonas Brothers, Kevin Jonas.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I don't know. He looks like he's the wife anyways, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, jeez.
Carrie Underwood and Mike Fisher. Yeah, definitely. He looks like a Ken doll, though. Wow. Devon Franklin and Megan Good.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't he a pastor? Or
yes.
Isn't he a pastor? So,
yes.
Well, if they at least had to say that publicly.
Oh, well, they got divorced too, so.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But do I always believe it about pastors and her because she was a preacher's wife? He was a preacher, but I don't always believe that stuff. They all waited for marriage. I'm just saying. The scandals run deep in the church. I'm just saying.
Well, not just that, because when they're talking about doing it like that, they're talking about having traditional coitus also. But when they talk about that, they be doing it in different places. Like they putting it in belly buttons and ears to suffice for not being able to do traditional coitus. Anyways, Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon waited until marriage.
Oh, that I'm surprised about. Especially now he's pumping all these kids all over the place.
Because she was his granny. That's why. His rich granny. She's his rich granny.
Not
that's
rich
why they
granny.
That's why they waited. His benefactor. Hold on.
Oh, jeez, Kaya. Tamira
Mowry and Adam Housley.
Absolutely tracks.
And they all, let's give it a round of applause, that half of these people are divorced. I just want to let you know that not waiting until marriage to have sex is not a problem, because people who waited still got divorced. So don't worry about it. Just do what you want to do. You want to hunch. Because look, it didn't mean that they wasn't going to get divorced. Look at this. This is terrible. This is terrible.
Well, see, I do find waiting till marriage, the advantage, if you do it right, is that you do like establish good conversation with your significant other, because there's other things to do than just getting together and just getting your freak on. So you guys talk stuff. You build bonds, build relationships. Like I'm proud to say, I guess they say just sleep with my wife until we got married. Like that was something that we made a conscious effort to do that. I think them times I was like kind of Christian too, right? Do you know them times like 17 years ago?
Yeah. Those times you were Christian, and then just a little after you went into spirituality. Yeah.
Yo,
exactly. Yes, because
off of the gift that you received on your wedding day.
That's exactly what it is. I was about to say shout out to Zoom, or aka Dominic. He hooked me up with The Secret and Abraham Hicks. I watched it on my honeymoon. I came back a different man. Yes. Anyways.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
See, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about right here. So we love this. So this is what I want to know for the people who do wait, right? Because now this means that you might not know what your significant other genitalia look like. Do y'all at least take a peek at it so that you know what you're working with, so you know if it's worth waiting for?
That's a very good question. And I don't remember if there was any peaks. Now I think about it. It's been so long. I'd have to ask Shy. Guys, stay tuned next week. I'll ask Shy. I'll come back.
I don't know, G. As part of the arrangement, G, let's say this is something that we were thinking about doing, right? So we're gonna hold ourselves now. We newborn. We're saying, no, listen, this is how we're doing it. We're not doing nothing until we get married. Do you need to look at it at least first before you commit to this?
Listen, I almost okay. This what I'm about to say is just from the experiences that I have up until today. Would this be the same answer I had when I was in my 20s? Probably not. I almost need to look at it before we even go on a date, because I'm just saying.
Oh, geez.
You know what I mean? Because, like,
yes.
everything's always been a constant high, and, like, in these last few years, there's just been some lows that, you know, could have been avoidable. And to that point, this is very TMI, especially for me, who's not really about putting my business out there. I'm just saying, but here's what I'll say to this too. Don't be fooled, because if you're just going for size, blah, 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 the saying of motion in the ocean is very factual, but there's a minimum threshold to get to that,
I agree, because we have this saying that we say, is he a shower or a grower? Sometimes they show what they got, and sometimes they grow into what they're going to be. So we've seen some that look like there's nothing there, and then when it's time, oh my gosh, where'd that come from? I'm scared. So it's true. So we know that we're not basically going off of that, but that's another thing for me. Now I need to know if it works. Okay, great.
And then there are other indicators that you can have, like, especially if you are trying to stay abstinent. And I think it's an admirable thing, but there are other indicators too. You can see how a person is when they hold you and manipulate you. I say, like, however they touch you too. You can see if they're a sensual person. You might want to see. You might want to catch a wine to kind of see what the
Let's go dancing.
How they pelt in, you know,
with that hip motion, with them hip moves are right.
There are other things that can give you indications about whether or not there could be, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't see myself being in this position where I don't do that, because I'm not sex isn't everything, but it is an important part of a relationship. I do also believe that your intimacy is tenfold when you have a true connection and that you really feel for a person. Because I believe I've had that, and then when I was no longer feeling that same intimacy that I thought was A1 was a failing F. So it's not all physicality. It has mental, it has emotion, it has all these different things. So again, it doesn't just boil down to what you have underneath your clothes, both from a man perspective and a woman perspective, but all the elements put together equals a complete picture, if you will.
I love you for that, G. I love you for that, and thank you for that. So what we're saying is that we're all going to, all of the single people are going to I Am Soka, because we are going to pelt weights and see who is our matches. And many weddings will come out of this, because this is how we're going to know. We need to go on pelt weights. So summertime is coming, and you can see me at I Am Soka. I got my ticket and I got my drink package. Make sure you come out and see me there. I'm already doing my shout outs for the end of the thing. This is Kaya's Jambalaya, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Woo! Hotness. Queen Kaya always coming with that heat, guys, as we're transitioning into Ungrind My Gears, Gin the Great. We'll leave you with a quick sample of this Chris Brown diss.
Now we can settle this like you got some plans, so we can get into some gangster.
Hey Chris, I don't want no issues, bro. I don't want no smoke. I don't want fights, and I don't want to do nothing, bro. Like, please, bro.
Who wants smoke with me? Who wants smoke with me? Who wants smoke with me? Who wants smoke with C? Who wants smoke with me? Who want? Okay, let's get down to the facts. I'm drifting red. Don't let this R&B fool you get ripped to shreds. Quavo talking like he a thug, you a bitch with dread. Can't wait to see the day that you back up all of that shit you said. What's all that ball shit you talking? You ain't no huncho, nigga. You the weakest link out of your clique. Let's keep it a hundo, nigga. You fuck my ex, that's cool. I don't give no fuck, little nigga. Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch. I'm up, little nigga. They say revenge is sweet. Now think about that. Don't let that line go over your head. I might just sing about that shit. I had a feeling about that. There's something sweet about that shit. I got some tea about that bitch, but I ain't gonna speak about that shit. I ain't playing chess with a checker player. I'm a ticking bomb on a detonator. I shit on niggas, I'm a defecator. I put Amigo on a ventilator. Stop talking about beating girls. You was beating bitches on the elevator. We seen the taste, that's devastating. You doing bad. You a bitch in your music trash. Fashion week, they set me next to your lame. I was truly mad. All I kept thinking about was breaking your face, but I gave you a pass. You lucky I ain't wanna fuck the money up, boy, I would've broke you in half. Quit trying to be tough, you ain't like that, why you keep showing off? Quit talking about drugs, you the only pack that I've been smoking on. I just hit my plug, told him come back, I'ma need more than one. Your last album was a weed trade, just some bullshit that we roll up on. You know what's on, put you to bed. Night, night, that's to the fed. Show me that I'm tender. Time to prove what you just said. R.I.P. take off, he the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everybody.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Actually, it's time to ungrind those gears. Let's get into some interesting facts, tips, and a whole lot of fun with Gina the Great.
So we've been talking money this week. It's come up a few different times, and I figured my fun fact today, or my what the facts is going to continue in that same energy. So I hope you remember some time ago me telling you who the first Black millionaire was. Do we remember who that was?
Wasn't it that sister that made perm?
Not perm, but thank you for being very, very close. Madam C.J. Walker. Yes, she was the first Black millionaire. She did not do perm, but she was selling hair products and like the hot comb.
Right. Okay. Beautiful.
Yes. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker. And so today I would like to present you Robert Louis Johnson. Does anyone know who Robert Louis Johnson is?
Negative.
So Robert Louis Johnson, I'm sure has had an effect on our lives. We know him without knowing him through what he built out, because he was an American entrepreneur, a media magnate, executive, a philanthropist, and an investor. And he co-founded the BET network.
Oh, say word.
He sure did. He sure did. And BET was acquired by Viacom in 2001, but he also founded the RLJ companies, a holding company that invests in various businesses sectors. Johnson is a former major owner of the Charlotte's Bobcats, and he became the first Black American billionaire in 2001. Johnson's companies have counted among the most prominent Black American businesses in the late 20th and early 21st century. So Johnson graduated from Princeton, and he found a job in Washington, D.C., which introduced him to the television industry. He searched for public affairs director. He served as a public affairs director for a corporation on public broadcasting. And in this position, where he learned how the power and the untapped potential of television, was around the same time he started to work as a director of communication for the Washington, D.C. office of the National Urban League. You know, they like to use that urban terminology for the department that says, for the Blacks. We need to hear what the Blacks are saying. Johnson worked as a press secretary for Congressman Walter E. Fauntroy, and he later became vice president of the government relations at the National Cable Television Association, the NCTA. And in 1980, Johnson launched Black Entertainment Television, which became a full-fledged channel in 1983. Did you guys know BT's was born in 1980?
Yeah, I kind of knew that, but it's funny. I'm not sure how I feel about it being sold. I would love you guys' opinion about that. Yeah.
So I'll finish this to say that yes, he did sell it. He sold the majority shares, so 42% of the company. He sold 42% of the company, which was his majority share, to Viacom, that acquired in 2001 for a reported $3 billion. And Johnson earned over $1 billion from the sale, making him the first Black American billionaire. He remained BET CEO until 2006. Now, I'm not mad at the sell. I'm not mad at him selling, because part of how you grow in a business, you need to gain capital from outside investors. So you have to do that because eventually you got to grow that way, right? And the liability doesn't fall all on you. But I do feel that once he was no longer CEO, and I can't say for certain if it was if the fall of BET was 2006, but it feels about right. Mm-hmm. It feels about when I stopped watching. It feels about 106 in Park wasn't it anymore. It feels about when all of a sudden BT was about all those really corny, not all of them were corny Black movies, but a lot of it was, you know what I mean?
It's kind of like Black exploitation TV, if I'm just going to say it.
Exploitation, right. They were Black exploitation, new age Black exploitation.
Yeah, new age.
Came out in order to control another rhetoric about Black folks, or have us believe another rhetoric about ourselves. And oh, you were saying seems about right, but I'm saying it sounds about white because that's what it looked like. It looked like some white folks took over and was like, listen, they were empowering each other a second ago. Come on, let's throw these melodramas and this thing in here so that they don't forget to cry about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely
so
was down to and stopped watching it a long time ago.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
we're sharing the same vibe. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was the sell. I don't think it was the sale of it, but I do think it was once he was no longer an active participant in it, is when we saw the quick line.
Sorry, last quick thing on that. No, is like when a lot of the business owners that connect within the network, I asked them like, what is their why they're doing what they're doing, and it's like. It's like I can understand if you create something to make money, to just build it to sell it. I respect you, I guess, if that's what your goal is, But it's like when you build something like a Black entertainment TV network type of thing, where you have a lot of you have a lot of power, you have a lot of influence, to just turn around and sell it, like to basically. I don't know. I want to say the competition, for lack of a better term, but you guys know what I mean. But to just turn around and sell it. I don't know. I just find it's a huge disservice to the community.
I don't know why he sold it, right? But there is a question. There is a thing about scaling up and knowing when you've plateaued. And if in your mind, if his intent, and I'm really, this is sheer assumption, but if his intent was, well, I want this to be able to be accessible on more platforms, have it really widespread, the same way how you have an ABC or a Peacock or an NBC or whatnot, and like BET should be a channel that everyone has, not not a premium channel that you had to add on your cable, like we did in Canada. I think the US it might have been it might have been more accessible once he did sell to Viacom, and then that means it's giving you more Black entertainment television that's accessible to more people. So you have to go that route. So again, I don't know his intention, but from a business perspective, if you want to reach more people, you have to go to the bigger players. And I think that, again, like I said, where we saw the decline is when, and everyone has a right to retire. He still stayed 5 years down the line, which, I mean, I'd have to dig in to see whether or not he was pushed out, because that's another thing that happens. You have in your intention and you think that you're going to be there long term and you'll be able to continue with your baby. But once you do go public, the decision of who the CEO is falls on the board, and they can vote you in, they can vote you out. So sometimes you have to take that risk to have it be more accessible. And in this particular case, it became more accessible to a lot of people. But then the content that counted and the content that mattered was no longer found on that platform.
Well said.
And then so he was the first, and just today, again, I don't know how Aliko Dangote, not how he is now currently the richest man in Africa at 13 years in a row with a net worth of 13.4 billion. His primary fortune was built by the Dangote cement, and he started his empire selling commodities like sugar, salt, and flour. So I wanted to mention him just because, we talk a lot about growing your food and how it's important to know what's in your foods and all these different things like that. And sometimes people look down at, your farmer or your land tender, if you will. But this man became a billionaire selling sugar, salt, and flour, or at least starting that way and getting into Dangote cement. Now, here's a caveat. Like I said, I don't know his full story. I don't know if he was manhandling that sugar and salt and flour to have to be the one who sold it, because I did see in there when I was reading a bit more about it, but because he wasn't my focus, I didn't kind of deep dive. I did say that he had dealings with the Gates, and that kind of made my eyebrow go way up. But he is currently today's richest Black man.
Wow.
I know, right? It's like, all right. I don't know how to feel about that, but it's like, but anyways, I'm just happy that there's that wealth. It's like, but again, you guys already know, it's not just about their skin color. I'm like, it's not just about being Black anymore either. It's like, really, what's your values?
100%. Completely agree. I completely agree with that. I think we need to be the like, the race of people, the race of humans. But I still do recognize, I say it to say, our story doesn't begin and end in slavery. Our story doesn't begin and end in poverty, marginalization, ghettos, all these things. It does not start and it will not end there. It is an epoch. It was a time that we went through. And I want us to start focusing less on starting behind from the starting point and understanding that now we're moving forward to the starting point. And even these people, hopefully, ideally, gives you the insight to build a generation that can start, further into the starting point. So that's what that is. But I have.
So we got to focus on more on what is, not what was. Amen. Amen.
Correct. And correct. Build the future that you want, not the past. That you
talk about it.
Oh, I had a little motivational quote, but I feel like I'll leave that for next week because I feel that was good. A little grains of, I like it.
Okay.
All right. So, something I came across on social media. How long does it take you to reply to a text? Generally,
it really on average.
On average.
On average, my top 3 usually get a response within like a couple of hours. And if it's random, it could really be like, oh shoot, you sent that to me last week? Yo, bro, how are you? Like, like hi, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. 2 weeks later. So that's the reality.
Kaya, what about you?
Can you pose the question for me again? Because I'm a little bit slow.
You're not slow. It's okay. How long does it typically take you to get back to a text on average?
So I rarely respond to text as a Gemini, but when I do respond, I respond with a video call.
Okay. That's interesting.
I actually have a Twitter post. I'm not a Twitter post, a TikTok post about this. A girl says, Gemini people if you're texting a Gemini, just don't expect to be texted back. And I said, that's absolutely not true. I do get back to you. I don't text back, but when I answer with a video call. And that's the truth. If it's a text message that requires me to text too much back because my answer is too complex, sometimes I don't like the voice note thing, but I would call you on video call, and I'm gonna call you on video call. So I would say typically if I respond back in the means that I do to a text message, I would say between 24 and 48 hours. If it's not a guy like about something weird, because then they might not get a text back at all.
So someone asked the internet, people who don't reply until days later, why? Right? So they're kind of asking you like, why is it taking you days to answer back? What's going on? And so one of the responses was that it's a relatively or very new phenomenon that basically anyone in your life gets access to you at all times. It was only about 20 years ago that you left your house for the day and you were actually gone. You'd return to messages when you got back from hours and then, or days, or even days later, and then you got back to whoever called you. And someone also mentioned that the phone is there for my convenience, and it's not an electronic leash. It's not convenient for me to talk for any reason. If it's not convenient for me to talk for any reason, including just not feeling social right now, I'm not obligated to answer. It's not rude. This is just a normal personal boundary.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, right. And I thought about that. I was just like, because remember, we didn't have cell phones. If you were really in the streets, you had a pager early on, and then everybody started having pagers, and then the 2 ways, and then the
Yeah, because you could stop at a payphone during your travel, which helps a lot.
Even the pager though, if you're not near a payphone or a phone, and or if you don't got the quarters or were they dimes?
Back then it was dimes.
Yeah. So if you didn't have that, well, you're gonna have to wait till I get to it, and it could take minutes, like it could take hours, like it could take days, and that kind of gave me a new insight because I'm the type of person where I do try to respond as soon as possible. And generally, as soon as possible shouldn't take, like, it shouldn't go to the next day, but it can happen. But I took this and I was just like, actually, yeah, like, you don't have to answer every call. You don't have to respond to every text immediately, because sometimes I just don't feel like it.
Yo, it's funny. I was talking to somebody else about that this week, but we were talking about the fact that our children, like as parents, like it's a whole new world. Like we need to teach our children things that are like different, because again, we came up in an era like our home phones, like where Gina, you know, my mom would pick up the phone after 5 minutes, like, yo, who you talking to? What, like, and I would have to have conversations like in the kitchen or the living room. That's where the home phone was. There was no taking the phone and walking off like our children could do nowadays. So it's just like, this world, it's like
right. And now you have to monitor all these units under one roof. Like, it's weird.
Yo, there's so many devices under one roof, but it's crazy. But yeah, no. So I really like the fact that the phone is technically supposed to be for your convenience, and it's not supposed to be a leash. I do like the idea of not having to be totally connected to it, but I'm so guilty of it though. Like, it's like, you know, you can't leave your house without your phone. You have to shoot, I left my phone, gotta go back, because it has everything. It has everything. It's I hate that, but it's happening. Anyways.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a thing.
I'm not sure I want to go back to printing out map quests though. I'm not gonna lie.
Facts. But on that note, we should be using our intuition. I didn't tell you guys that. There's a whole other story. Anyways, my next round table, I'll tell you guys. But I used my intuition instead of GPS, and I got to my destination. Again, a destination I was not familiar with. I totally got there using my spirit. So I'm telling you, we could do it. It's just that we've become so dependent on the devices, which their guides are trying to tell us to stop using so much, because it's creating more disconnection between us and our godism. Anyways, digress again. Sorry, guys, I'm on.
But how you were something, and I jumped in. Sorry, my bad.
No, I was thinking about the whole text message thing, and I realized something just came. I said, "Oh, that's what it is." Now I know. It's that if the text message is not really about money, I'm like, yeah, you can wait. I prioritize the text messages in order of importance by dollar amount. And so this week I need $800 to pay bills. And so if the first set of messages add up to 8 and it's 25 messages, yours goes in 26. And that's just how it goes, because that's what's happening right now. I ain't a slave to the phone, but I'm gonna tell you, that's where the money at. So if you hit me, be useful.
But I'll get back to a person by a voice note real quick though. You hit me with a quick voice note. I find I'll hit you with a quick voice note, fast. Actually, I gotta say,
does not compute. I'm telling you. It depends on where I'm at in life. Honestly, if I have a lot of money, I'm like, oh yeah, whatever you want. Yeah. If I don't look to hear from me.
But to me, the voice note is a new phone call, because, like, you know, everyone's not necessarily available at the same time. And so I'm not trying to text paragraphs of things. So then you send me a voice note, and we basically are having a call, like a phone call at our convenience.
Yes.
So, like, here's what I wanted to tell you in this voice note, and then I'll wait for your reply when you're available. And then next thing you know, because if you compile all those voice notes together, that's a phone call.
Right.
Okay, so I always say when I see that, like my homegirl, this is why I also don't like voice notes unless I'm really because she sends me all the voice notes from people. So, but she had sent me like a screen recording of a conversation back and forth. And so when it got to the end of the thing, I said, so y'all don't like each other. She said, why? I said, because between 1:03 and 3:33, y'all had a whole conversation by voice notes and didn't want to speak to each other. Y'all don't like each other. No, that's the only problem, because y'all took all that time to talk. Why y'all just didn't talk to each other?
You weird. Up the phone. No, like the voice, like I said, like the voice notes will be like, okay, someone says something at noon, and then when I get to it at 2, I'm gonna say my piece, and then we might have that. And I have the other thing too, because like, it started getting crazy. And one time I think I got like a 13-minute voice note. I was just like, no. Not listening to this.
No.
But they
were very upset. They were very upset.
I would get angry. Do not leave me a long voice note like that. What? You can't play it fast
and
enough.
Play it on. Yeah, you have to play it on times 2.
Yeah, that's the thing. I will play it.
I just want to let you know you're a fucking bitch. I'm gonna you.
Time is not that fast, Kaya, but all my voice notes default to 1.5. So at least whatever, like whatever you guys send me, unless you guys are really talking fast, and I gotta go back and be like, oh, let me put on that one. But all my voice notes are at 1.5 because.
Yeah, you need them fast for me because I speak like I got a problem. Yes, so because the voice note is weird to me. I'm like, yeah, okay, so. Oh yeah,
you're gonna be on this too.
Yeah.
Cabby triggering me with her long voice notes, drawn out pauses.
That's why we should just talk because I do better that way because this is weird.
I begin triggered. Anyways.
Me too. I'm like, but you don't answer your phone, so you call P's phone. It goes to some guy in Abu Dhabi. Hello.
Look, Hi. He's in Ghana. Stop. He's not Abu Dhabi. He's in Ghana. Look, it's my administrative assistant. Look. Guys, I'm not on trial here. Can we? What happened to the text messaging?
It's
right. Well, let's get into some trivia, shall we? Mm-hmm. Shall we? Are we prepared?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's start with a really fun one. Now, this is a long word, so don't come for me. It might take me a bit of time to have to say this, but I would like you to tell me what fear is hypopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia is.
Taking pictures, a fear of taking pictures with plants.
With plants?
Yes.
Okay, fear of taking pictures.
Can you break down one more time again?
Yes. So I'll try to say it fast. Hypopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. So hypopotomonstrosequipedaliophobia. Oh my goodness. HIPPOTOMONSTROSEQUIPEDALIOPHOBIA.
The fear of being molested by a monstrous hippopotamus and being photographed while it's happening. That's mine.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same. Actually, funny enough, Kaya, like
wow,
I'm
telling you.
But so seeing you already said that one, I'm gonna say it's the fear of hyperextending your elbow, like playing sports.
So, hopefully, no one listening has this fear because it's the fear of long words.
Damn.
I am over it right now.
It's the fear of long words.
And the irony that it is a long word, that must make the people who suffer from it trigger every time.
Triggered.
Cringy.
Next question. What is the only flying mammal?
A bat.
A bat is correct. Okay, Kaya on the board.
Yo, talk about it. All right.
Flying rats.
Mm-hmm.
They are actually. Have you guys ever seen a picture? So there's a picture, right? It's a video of someone flipping the camera and videotaping bats. And when you flip it, it looks like, because they hang upside down, right? And so if you put music behind it, it looks like they're dancing disco.
Okay.
So you see that? Go check that out. Okay, this is a multiple choice. It's one or the other. Tomatoes. Is it a fruit or a vegetable?
Fruit.
It's actually both. It's a fruit, but it's something else too. I can't remember the name of it.
Well, it is a fruit. I don't know about the something else of it, but it's a fruit, not a vegetable. Question number 4.
Did I get that point or no? I didn't get the point.
Of course.
Both got the point. You both said fruit. Yes.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
Question number 4. What is the smallest dog breed?
A teacup.
Not the Chihuahua?
Chihuahua. Teacup Chihuahua.
Teacup Chihuahua. It is a Chihuahua. I felt like I started saying I think I started that with a little bit of an answer, but I'm gonna give it to you guys. It's not specifically a teacup, but just Chihuahuas as a whole, because they're
saying Chihuahua, but the Chihuahua is significantly larger than the teacup.
But it's still a teacup Chihuahua, though.
Right.
So the breed is Chihuahua.
Okay. All right.
What animal smells with their tongue?
Lizard?
I know.
Probably says lizard.
Snake? Oh, well, actually, you said animal, right? Not reptile. Does it make a difference?
Yeah.
What animal smells with their tongue?
What animal smells?
Are reptiles included? Because that's a lizard.
What animal smells with their tongue?
Oh my gosh, Gina!
Oh,
you need to know.
my.
Is it? Oh my god.
Okay.
All right.
So
I'm just gonna say a snake.
I'm gonna say a giraffe.
Giraffe. Kai says giraffe.
No. What's his name?
I would like to say an anteater.
Oh, you just took the words out my mouth.
Well, Kai, we're of one mind.
A what you
Wow,
said?
yeah.
I said an anteater.
An anteater? Okay.
Because I just went to go like this, and I was gonna say, like that. Him. Anteater.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the anteater tastes with its tongue because that's how it eats its ants. And then you said giraffe. The giraffe does have a bluish backish tongue, so that's what they have as a specialty. But snakes and reptiles. Reptiles is an animal. It's just a species. A reptile is a species. Hey, nobody told you to change your answer.
I said snake at the beginning.
You did, but that wasn't your final answer. You didn't lock in, and then you guys went ahead.
I said lizard.
I heard you. But you sometimes, and this was just a good example of sometimes how you talk yourself out of the right.
No, this is why when we say the right answer, you're supposed to say you're correct. Don't let us wait then dive into the cesspool.
No. I gave you your time to answer, Kaya. I was waiting on Pharaoh's answer, and as he was answering, you said
my answer right at the beginning. I was like snake, but then I was like, well, wait. You said reptile. Like, did you say animal? You said reptile.
Right. So you guys talked yourself out of the right answer.
When he said snake, you should have said yes. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Snake,
right?
you should have said yes.
You guys.
No more answers was needed.
Right. Hello. I'm gonna need you guys to respect the game master here, and so no points.
Game master's cheating.
No points for you. Game master's cheating. It's teaching you a very good life lesson. All right. What was Buzz Lightyear's original name?
Andy. No.
Wait.
Dirk Burke.
Dirk Burke. Okay, Kai says
Dirk McCoy. Burke.
No. It's Dirk Burke. I take your first answer now.
No. That was a Freudian slip. See, my tongue is twisted.
There's always an excuse for y'all, eh? Always
Buzz Lightyear.
That his name was Buzz.
Right. What was his original name?
He didn't have an original name. Is it a trick question?
Oh, yes, it is. No, it's not. It's Lunar Larry. They were at first going to call him Lunar Larry. Instead, they called him Buzz Lightyear.
What? Anyways.
You ain't watching no kids' movies at your house.
No, but I've never even heard of this. I always thought
me either. I thought listen, me too.
That's why this is trivia, and it's funny, and you're supposed to learn things. Woohoo! Damn. How long? Closest answer wins. How long has a chicken lived without its head? This is more than hours. Think more along the lines of weeks or months.
Oh, it's not multiple choice. You're not going to give us options?
No, closest answer wins.
I'm going to go ahead and say 2 weeks.
2 weeks for Pharaoh?
I'm going to say 32 days. So I'm going to say a month and 2 days.
So a chicken. So you said a month and 2
days.
2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and Ferry, you said 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so closest answer wins. A chicken has once lived for 18 months without a head.
But
right?
How? Like 18 months? That's over a year.
Yep, that's exactly a year and a half.
Because when I slaughtered some chickens, when you cut their heads off, there's so much blood that is pouring out. How are they staying alive for that long?
You slaughtered chickens?
Yeah. I figured I'd learn how to slaughter chickens in case I need to feed my family. What? Although I'm a vegetarian, I know like they eat meat. So I figured in the event I need to provide food for my family, I should know how to slaughter a chicken. So I know how to slaughter a lot of stuff my dad
I do it. I knock a rabbit in the head so quickly.
I appreciate
skin and put the straw in and blow his skin up and strip him. Quick.
What, Gina? You didn't know this out of us?
No, that gave me chills. But I appreciate you doing what you guys need to do for survival. I will just stick to the fruits and berries. Question number 8. What was the original use of ketchup?
Shoe cleaner.
Shoe cleaner for Kaio? What'd you say for?
Yeah.
It was to change the taste of something that was really disgusting. It was like something tasting really disgusting, and it was to mask it.
No, it's to clean rust off of stuff.
Yeah, like a flavor enhancer. It was to mask the flavor of something.
To mask the flavor. Ketchup was once sold as a medicine.
Wow.
Right? Now you dip your fries in it.
Weird.
What did the medicine do?
Oh, good question. That wasn't part of the trivia. But maybe I'll answer that next week. Question number 9. What is the closest answer wins? What is the longest time someone has spent holding their breath underwater? Give it to me in minutes. Tell you that. Give it to me in minutes. You can give me a minute and approximate seconds if you want, but it is
5 minutes.
So there's a whole tribe of people who actually water dwellers, and I think it may be like 24 minutes.
I'm gonna go 18 minutes. Final answer.
After Kaya said the dwelling of the people, huh?
No, my spirit told me 18 minutes after. Sorry, I said 5, and it was like 18. I was like, all right, 18 it is.
So Pharaoh said 5. His spirit said 18, and Kaya 4 minutes. Kaya, this is another win for you. It is 24 minutes and 37 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That was on the ball, girl.
Actually, I can tell you that I saw the thing the other day, but they didn't say how long they stay under. But Spirit just said to me 24 minutes.
Spirits is talking today.
Very close too, right?
Nobody is making, I see. Good job. Good job.
Thank you for allowing me to hear you, and thank you for speaking.
Last question.
I'm going to ask my spirit some questions after.
Approximately how many people are left-handed? Closest answer wins.
On the planet?
How many people on the planet?
On the planet, approximately.
What kind of crazy question is this?
Provide me a percentage. I'm not asking you for the number of people.
Okay.
Percentage of people that are left-handed.
30%.
30%, Pharaoh?
I'm going to say...
Your spirit saying 30% too, Pharaoh?
No, this has just come from me.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 15% of the world's population.
Okay, so Pharaoh said 30, Kai said 15. Again, are spirits telling you anything else?
That was just me.
Approximately 10% of the people are left-handed. Kaya, you blew this out of the water today.
Kaya, crushed it today.
Thank you. I tell you, I dreamed crazy last night. I feel like I'm on another realm this morning. Like, I'm going through it right now, y'all.
Absolutely. Well, I grind, you grind, and sometimes we need to ungrind together. That's Ungrind My Gears with Gina the Great. We'd like to thank our special guests today. This episode is possible thanks to the awesome people at CKUT, the OFC, Solo Drum, and the Caribbean Curry House. Do you have any shout-outs?
I'm just shouting out the city. Montreal, I appreciate you guys. I'm shouting out the community, shouting out everybody who has been supporting the culture and just been supporting and participating and taking part in this OFC Podcast Radio.
Yeah, I want to add to that by saying, shout out Drew. I want to shout out Drew. We went to the studio, we did some new stuff. Y'all can be looking forward to some things soon, but Drew is a master with it, and we had a great experience. So yeah, shout out Drew. Shout out Drew behind the scenes.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to shout out Jessica and Sam, who are getting married this weekend. I look forward to it, and I will give you guys a breakdown of how that went. Have a good one, y'all.
Kings and Queens, this was the OFC Podcast Radio with Pharaoh Hammond Freeman, Queen Kaya, and myself, Gina the Great. We're on every Thursday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Stay blessed and highly favored.
OFC Podcast Radio.